Hey, I want to thank everybody who tuned in to my first Chameleon Theory. I did that about a week ago, and we went over a couple things that are always on my mind whenever I'm trying to sample some song progressions. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you after a while. Peace. Thank you for tuning in again with me, the second episode of Chameleon Theory. So here's my thinking on this. I wanted to kind of bring something different to the table when it came to my beat making. And what I was thinking was, I've already got some samples loaded into my MPC. I'm going to go over them, let you know what I did and everything. But I also want to incorporate some different aspects than just the vinyl now into this beat, because I can't think of anything else than just throwing a whole bunch of vinyl on here, and I'm not going to have a menagerie of bullshit. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm going to show you the beat. We're going to add a little bit more punch to the kick and snare. I got an idea of what sample it is. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some of these samples. We're going to put them into this baby right here. Old school realistic cassette player. We're going to mix that along with the original sample from the vinyl. So something that I didn't add into the last Chameleon Theory was modulation. And I'm talking about modulation when it comes to different speeds, very slight different speeds with your vinyl. You can add this little bit of extra texture into your sampling. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. It'll make a lot more sense as I go into it. Anyhow, so that's what we're going to do today. So hopefully this beat's going to come out pretty fly. So you tell me what you think. Please leave a comment. I don't care if it's love or hate. It doesn't make any difference to me as long as you saw this shit. So let me first go off in the samples that I have into this deal now. Okay, so here's what we got. So here's the first sample. Whew. There's another part of that. Yes, sir. So it's all chopped up now. Okay, so we'll go over those pads that I've assigned. I've already gone to bank A on my 2000. So this is, I also put a filter. I put the filter on this at 80. I might go back to 100. I'm not quite certain. When this beat progresses though, then I might decide on which way I'm going to go as far as the filter on this original sample. So now the next thing, let's look at the drum beat that I got going on here. Now this break, it's about as good as they fucking get, man. Whew. All right, so here's that. Now I've assigned it onto the pad bank C. So you got 16 steps of that beat. Then I have the same exact thing on D. So pad C and pad bank D, those are all the same exact beat, but I added, I filtered them out so I can have a little bit more punch to the drum beat. So here is pad D. C and D together. I ain't gonna go and undo the shit that I did. So now, also what I did for a little bit more natural kind of a thing, it won't sound natural when it's by itself, but when everything is blended together, to me it sounds a lot more natural, not so perfect like it was in the studio, more like a feel, like I imagine it being, I'm in a club, I'm in a bar, and these cats are out there, and this dude's just playing the beat. It's not perfect, it's not in time, so these hi-hats they'll kind of vary. I have them set to where the tuning is a little bit higher on some of the hi-hats. The tuning's a little bit lower on some others. Kick and snare is the same exact way. It's all over the place, okay? But it's not drastic. I'm not going like 100 values difference or even 50. I'm only going maximum of 10 to 20, okay? So that's what I got as far as the beat. Now, when it comes to the melody, I've already come up with this. Probably some of you have already seen it on my Instagram and Facebook. I was supposed to be doing my taxes. I was sitting here and I was about to load up, all my taxes and start paying that shit. Of course, me being a procrastinator and paying any kind of money to the government, I decided to go ahead and just push that shit to the side for a second and mess with this beat. So this is pretty much what I've come up with so far. Again, it might change as this video progresses. We'll see. But here's what I got. The next part, I might change it up. I don't know, man. Alright, so I know pretty much what I'm going to do. I went ahead and erased all my patterns because I wanted to just kind of do this over again. So just in case there's any other changes that I want to do, I wanted to completely erase as far as the patterns that I had away. They're gone. I can't bring them back. That's what I love about this MPC. Let me tell you something else that I love about this that you can't do with any fucking computer. Unless you go in there and erase it and then you can figure out some way to bring it back. But here's what I really love about the Akai. I can spin, and I've done this several times, and I've been working on something for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. The initial process when I sampled something, man, shit is hot. It sounds really good. And I start messing with everything, and as time progresses, like, man, this is fucking whack. I can't figure out anything else. Well, instead of just beating my brains in, and sometimes I will force myself, and maybe I do come up with something, or I become inspired, and I find something a lot better within those samples that I did, and the beat comes out good. But if everything is just, I can't polish a turd, okay? It doesn't matter how much shit you put on it. It doesn't matter how much more stuff you put on, or little sprinkles of this and that. You cannot polish a pile of shit. So instead of just keeping it and having to go back and mess with it some more and keep polishing that shit, and even though it's not, you just scrub it and scrub it and scrub it, and that bitch ain't getting shiny at all. It still looks like a pile of shit. It doesn't matter how much you fix it up, it just looks awful. It sounds awful. I can turn this bitch off and not save it onto a drive or anything, and it's gone forever. Erased from my Akai, maybe not from my memories if it was that bad, but at least from my Akai, and I'm not going to want to go back and do everything that I did for those 5, 6 hours. Yes, I'm going to be a little salty on all that time that I invested into that, and nothing came out of it, but it's gone, and I don't have to deal with it anymore, and I can start new. I can start fresh. So that's one thing I really like about this MPC. I do have intentions in getting the X. I'm pretty excited about that, but that is something that I am afraid of. It's going to be on there, and I won't. Maybe I'll get back and start fucking with a whole bunch of stuff that I shouldn't be fucking with at all. But anyhow, so let's get back to beat making fucking relationship. The first 2 bars on this sequence are in 6/4 time, and then bars 3 and 4 are in 8/4 time, and you'll hear what I'm talking about when I do it. So that's the way the pattern is on this deal here. Man, a thermos full of coffee. I ain't got to get up and go make me some more coffee for a long time. Now all I need is a colostomy bag. That way I don't have to get up and take a shit or piss and just making my beats. Oh shit. That's so stupid, man. Oh fuck. Okay. Where was I at? Okay, so I recorded that. Now it's time to drop the drums into this bad boy. Alright, here we go. Alright, so here, and now this one is just a standard 4/4 8 bars. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that I got those patterns done, I want to add a little bit more fatness into this this kick and snare. So it sounds good. It just doesn't cut through like I want it to. You know, here's the problem with it. It's too perfect, man. That's the problem with it, because that original sample, man, is just so good and clear and crisp, man. It doesn't have any grit to it. You know, even though it's been digitized to 16 bits, it still doesn't give it enough grit. So I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, I got something. Now, what you want to do is you want to listen to both the left channel and the right channel when you're sampling, when you're wanting to do the mono, okay? Now, stereo, obviously, it's already in stereo. If you like the way that shit sounds, then do it. But when it comes to doing it in mono, listen to the left channel and the right channel, because they are different, okay? Even that previous sample, I'm probably going to go back and resample it, because on the left channel, it's like all nothing but piano, and on the right channel is that wah guitar. Okay, it's that guitar with the wah pedal in it. So I'm listening right now to the left channel and the right channel. I'm gonna pick which one I think, in my opinion, is the best sound for just I'm focusing on the kick and the snare. Okay. Yeah, I think the right channel. Now that I got that, I'm gonna name it something completely different, just in case I get caught slipping. All right, so now it's time to chop. I'm gonna pick the second part of it because it's got 2 kicks in 1 snare. So I can take these 2 kicks and assign them to 2 different pads. So now I have just a little bit of touch that nobody other than us as people who make music could maybe pick it out. But homegirl driving in the car listening to this track ain't gonna give a shit if I recorded 2 different kicks or not. But you know, that's the way we are, man. So now I got 3 sounds in this 1 sample. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the zone section of my MPC. I'm gonna pick 3 steps That way it chops the 3 different ones. Then I have a completely different, I can assign them to different pads. Easier than just copying and having to trim that shit all the time. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to go to zone. Move over to zone. It's got 16 zones automatically. That's the default. So I'm going to go to 3 zones. Yes, do it. Now I'm going to go in there and trim it, you know, and on this sample, most of that shit is just vinyl hiss. There is a hi-hat with a kick. Damn, that snare is punchy as shit. Alright, so now, yes, I want to chop. But you gotta make sure, and I've done this. I've been so fucking mad, man. I've been going through all kinds of stuff, and I forget that, you know, like I can come back to my Akai. I've turned it off. I saved everything that I've been doing. I come back and sample some more stuff. I chop, and I just hit do it, and then it creates a new program. It erased everything I fucking did on this thing. You want to not create a new program. So now that I got these 3 sounds individually done, I'm going to go ahead and put them on pads. There's one with the hi-hat. Here's one without the hi-hat. And here is one snare. Damn. Shit's hurting my ears. That bitch is loud. I got those headphones on full blast, so if it sounds weak as hell through this recording, like, damn, what the hell's wrong with this man's ears? Now it's time for project 2 of this whole thing. What we're going to do is we're going to do something a little bit differently. You know, I've been a really big habit of just taking nothing but vinyl, dumping it on this Akai, and dumping it straight to 2 tracks. I really want more of a lo-fi feel to it, so I'm not going to use the computer. I'm going to use this. It has a terrible sound, but that's exactly what I'm after. Half the side doesn't even work, okay? But I don't even care because I just want a lo-fi sound, a mono sound. I'm signaling my MPC with the headphones is going into my tape deck. In this tape deck, it's only going to be on the left-hand side, okay? So that left-hand channel is what I'm going to feed back into the MPC and sample that part, and I'm going to chop that bitch up. But I really like the way this is going to sound out. So here we go. Love the way this needle looks, man. It's so simple. All right, I think I have enough there. So now we're going to go into sample mode on the MP. I'm going to rewind the tape. Let's listen to it. Yeah, I'm going to record that. Right, here we go. Remember, I'm only listening to mono because only one channel properly works on this sucker. Okay? Man, this thing is so tired. That's what I love about it, man. That's what I love about it. Just love it. It just looks dope, man. And I also got backup plans. I didn't know which one I was going to utilize because they all produce a different sound. They all produce a different tape speed too. So that playback is slightly different on each one of them. You see what I'm saying? So I could use all 3 of these motherfuckers and have a different sort of almost a chorus or just a modulated sound if I had enough space or pads. I'm running out of pads on my Akai. But if I just had enough room on here, I could record 3 times on different tape decks and just dump it onto here and then have just this different sound, which I may do anyway for like the main cut, the main song. When I actually dump it all onto a software, and if I needed more tracks, I could dump it all on there. If I wanted to utilize the Akai again and then do that again, then have more than just the 2-channel stereo track going on, then I could do that for this hip hop beat. When I finalize any of these hip hop beats that I'm doing, yes, they will be more professionally laid out. You know what I mean? I'm just showing the capabilities of just a simple drum machine can do with 2 channels. Don't have to manipulate anything on the computer. That's been my biggest thing. My mission is to just remember all the forgotten things, man, and what the steps that people did back in the day to really force themselves to be creative. This is what they did. They were limited to different things. Well, you see what I'm doing? I mean, these are just vastly limited things compared to this computer. But by utilizing these very, very simple and limited technology, it forces me to be more creative. And you can't do this, man. You can't sit here and touch this stuff and duplicate that on a computer by clicking a fucking mouse, you know, and doing some tape simulation shit that you downloaded or pirated for free. It's just not the same, man. And this investment, these 3 things right here, cassettes, right? These 3 and this bomb ass thing right here, $15. Okay, so don't go bitching to me, man. Oh no, that's too collected. No, $15. Okay, for $15, you can do the same thing too. You can have the same terrible sound that I get, but use it creatively. Okay, that's all I'm saying, man. Let's use the things we got. You don't have to have the best stuff in the world to be able to create some really interesting sounds, okay, for you yourself. Because to me, this is vastly interesting. To the next person, to the person that's watching right now, you probably don't give a shit. You're probably, man, this shit's whack. It's terrible. It sounds terrible. That's all right, man. I'm glad it was terrible enough for you to even stay here long enough to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So... Man, golly, yeah, the tape. Thank you, Realistic, for being cheap. No one wanted you, but I want you, baby. I want you always, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this microphone, I'm just going to lay it down, and I'm going to do some snaps. As I'm doing that, it's going to have a different sound to it. Then from there, I'm going to pick out which snaps I want, okay? I think we're going to do this whole track right now. So we're going to see how this goes.